Hey guys, Dr. Atkin here. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 sources or types of water. Water is absolutely critical to everything that goes on within our body, whether we're wanting to help our digestive system or get rid of constipation or all the other things that we're focused on improving. Water is absolutely critical, and as we've already talked about, you need to be taking half your body weight in fluid ounces of water. And sometimes people hear that and they're like, well, I can't do that. I don't even like water. I've had people tell me I don't even drink water. Absolutely unacceptable. Your body's made up of 70% water and we got to have it. So I want to rank them. Number 5 would be kind of maybe the worst type of water, and number 1's the best. However, just know that any water is better than no water, and any water is better than just drinking soda and coffee all day long too, right? So number 5 is going to be tap water. Now, the reason tap water is number 5 is that there is actually quite, a lot of junk in tap water. If you were to look at water on a spectrum from, over here, maybe we have perfect water, and over here we might have absolutely filthy water. Well, when the government's in charge of things, they like to end up right in the middle here. They like to make things acceptable, but that means that there's an acceptable level of garbage in there, right? And so when you look at tap water, not only is there a lot of chlorine, because that's what they use to clean it in many cases with, and chlorine is linked to a lot of issues. I mean, it's a carcinogen, a recognized carcinogen, meaning it can be cancer causing, but there's lots of heavy metals in there. There can be lead and aluminum. Mercury's been found in there. We're using water that's been recycled, and so there can be traces of medications and antibiotics. Of course, there's runoff from farm crops, the herbicides and the pesticides. There's there can be excessive fluoride in there, and that list can go on and on again. Point isn't to discuss you with your tap water, but just know that when you drink that glass of tap water and you're like, man, I feel bloated, I don't feel right, it's because your body's reacting to the other things that have been put in it. So tap water certainly is not the best source of water. Number 4, and a step above that, would be your bottled water, your spring filtered water, those kind of things. And so bottled water there can be a wide variety of where that water is actually coming from. I've even seen on the bottle that it's basically said it's tap water from some local city, right? But generally, it's a little bit more pure. It's a little bit more sterile. I don't like how if those plastic bottles are filling our landfills and things like that, but it's certainly better in many cases than tap water, and it's convenient. Sometimes we'll have a case when we're going traveling or something like that, but certainly not the best kind of water. Now, number 3 and number 2, they're very close to each other as far as, you can make an argument which is better than which, and you'll kind of see why in a minute. Number 3, we're going to go with our reverse osmosis water. Now, reverse osmosis just means that it has been super filtered. And so it's taken out all the impurities, it's removed all the contaminants. It's a very, great high quality source of water. Generally, a lot of the good minerals are left in there. And reverse osmosis, whether people, will get this RO system that filters all the water that comes into their home, or sometimes they'll just use it for their drinking water. Reverse osmosis water is a fantastic source of water. Number 2 is going to be distilled water. Now, water, the chemical formula for water, as you well know, is H2O. 2 hydrogens and an oxygen. In distilled water, that is all you get. And what that means is that water's the universal solvent. In fact, we use water for cleaning everything, and that's because those water molecules will go and they'll on an atomic level, they'll attach themselves to these other particles, and then it'll surround them and allow us to kind of flesh out and clean things out of our body. So when we take distilled water into our body, it's a very hungry water, and it's going to attach itself onto excess calcium and other things like that and really help us detox and flush things out of our system. So on a short-term basis, distilled water is absolutely fantastic, especially when you're doing a cleanse like what you might be doing right now, or a detox, because it's going to help flush everything out of your system. Now, there are some benefits to having certain types of minerals in our water, and so that's why it may not be the best long-term source of water, but it's a fantastic source of water, when you're detoxing. I know people who all they do is distilled water, and they're totally fine. And so distilled water is an excellent detox water. But far and above, number 1 is going to be your alkaline water. So on a pH scale, you've probably heard of pH where there's acidic things and there's alkaline things. And when we put a lot of acidic things into our body, it kind of breaks our body down. There's lots of problems with too much acidity in our body. It's bad for our gut, it's bad for our vascular system. It breaks down our walls, it breaks down our veins and arteries. And so, soda is acidic and processed foods are acidic. And it even shows how our body responds in an acidic way to even when we have negative emotions and thoughts. So acidity is not a good thing. So the more alkaline things we can put in our body, the better. And so when you break up that hydrogen and oxygen, it creates an alkaline type of water. It also creates free hydrogen in the water, which is an antioxidant. Which you hear of antioxidant supplements and antioxidant food. Well, there's antioxidant water, and that hydrogen is the smallest antioxidant molecule available, and it can get right into cells and really help our body. So there are alkaline water systems. Now, when you get alkaline water at the store, it usually loses its alkalinity pretty quick, but I just want to show you what I use here in my home. We use a Kosen Pure Hydration water filter system. And so what it does is it goes through a process where, just like reverse osmosis, it might absolutely be a fantastic filter, but after that there's some earth elements that this particular unit goes through that creates a lot of hydrogen and creates that alkaline. So it's alkaline, antioxidant, hydrogen infused water, and it is absolutely fantastic. You can drink glass after glass without even noticing that you've been drinking water, just because your body loves it and accepts it and it absorbs it right into the body quickly. So this little unit right here is something where you can connect a tube to it that'll go right to your faucet. It can go under the sink. There's a lot. It can connect into your fridge. There's a lot of different ways that this system can connect, and all the filters are on the inside. What I do is that this is just one of the units, that I have for display here, because the way that we have it set up in my home is that this unit is actually underneath, and then the tube kind of comes up, and all I have to do to filter that water is just to turn on that separate tap there. Usually it'll just use a little hole. Sometimes people have that for their little spray or whatever. You might need to drill a hole, but I'm telling you, this unit has been amazing. I've had this unit for over 5 years now. Actually, I've gone through a couple different models as they've upgraded. The filtration systems stayed the same. But it was kind of funny because, I love the water. I ended up buying one for my office so my patients could use, and they loved and they wanted to get some. So I called the company. I was like, hey, can you give my people a discount or something like that? And they gave me a little coupon code to get, for $50 off. So these units are about $500, and, you can get $50 off. Absolutely worth every penny. You're going to love the water. It's going to make you feel fantastic. It's going to help you with the constipation. It's going to help you with a lot of different things. So definitely just look at how you can go about getting better water, so try to get at least a notch above what you're doing right now. I would strongly recommend one of these systems. The fancy ones, from other brands are about $5,000. This one's about $500. Absolutely worth every penny. I'll kind of show you where that might be able to go on the shopping cart here in just a minute, and how to use that coupon code. But just wanted to share that with you, to really encourage you. Half your body weight in fluid ounces of water, get the best water possible. Just wanted to quickly show you how to get that discount on the Kosen USA water machine. Absolutely fantastic machine that my family and I have used for years. Of course, you can learn all about it on their website. It's kosenusa.net, COSANUSA.net. But I'm going to take you here where it says shop. And there are two units that you want to look at. First of all, one of them is going to be for under the counter. So if you want to use a faucet that comes up under the counter, makes it very convenient, doesn't take up any counter space, and they've got a new unit here where it just keeps it smaller. If you want to keep it on your countertop, connect it to the faucet or to the refrigerator water supply. There's a lot of different options there. Then just get this other black unit right here on the right side. Both of them do the exact same thing. They're identical as far as what kind of water they're going to give you. Just a little bit of a difference in how in the unit itself. So I'm going to add this one to the cart here. And then the other thing that I use in my home all the time, I don't even know why I love this thing so much. It's their shower nozzle. Not only does it run through some lemony, citrusy scent that's supposed to kill the hydrogen or something like that in there, but the spray is fantastic because it breaks up the water molecules. Anyway, totally worth just grabbing one. Take my word for it. We're throwing that one in there. Really like that one. But then when you come up here to view cart, you can see I've got that water machine in there under coupon code. Just put in FFC44. apply coupon, and then you can see it applies it successfully. It gives you $50 off. They do free shipping at this point. So take advantage of it. Grab that if you'd like to, and we will talk to you more tomorrow. Thanks.